huge question for you that make me so angry this week.
Yeah. So you're laughing.
This is so much energy. I have to do something.
Okay, let it out.
You know, I am a very, very sensitive person. And during the Congress, I heard this Maria Makarenko that I love this kind of research. And I print the part of the depression, that depression is lower with IoPT and continue slowing after the experiment may stop. The depression is continuing lower. And then I think, well, this is very, very interesting to do, because she said two things that I am very surprised to make the technique so fluid, you know. First of all, make the intention to start with the word that you are related with your addiction.
Yes.
Alcoholism, or maybe in the case work or something like that. Okay. In the second, make the work in 15 days.
Mm-hmm. A
Like,
shorter cycle. Mm-hmm.
and like the schedule or all the appointment in the first place. Okay, do you have constellation today and next week? No, but the other, and make this a very big schedule. And then I think, oh, I have a people that ask me to do a pro bono work. That he is a colleague of mine. He works in the justice to contain the problem of addiction of alcoholism,
Mm-hmm.
drinking. And then I think, okay, maybe I can make some movement with him, like Maria Makarenko say to us in the Congress, not the whole part. And I don't have this knowledge to do the search with the scientific work, but okay, it's a way to do. And then I start and say to the guy, I'd like that you say intention with this very core of your problem, but I didn't know what the problem is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know it's the herbs, some marijuana, or it's
Yeah.
I don't know. And then this week I was make my classes, study something, and then come to me like a wave. he how can I say, when I say to you something but I distract you, look at this intention. I want to come back to study. And I, like a naive person, and I'm too old to be so naive, accept the intention. And then I make a beautiful, beautiful work. when he decided, when he was 8 years old, he decided to go with the other family. And in 3 months, the other family was very nice, very kind. The family is a little bit not rich, but there is a well condition of financial to study. The boy started to study, and 3 months later, the life changed.
Oh,
And he starts to be seen like a slave. Have to work, have to don't have to say something, complain, have to take slaps in the face, in the body. Wow, so hard. But I think why I couldn't realize in the moment when the guys say I want to go back to study, that it's not my purpose in the beginning. And a week later, I I get to the meaning. So, Natalie, why I can do this to myself?
No, I think you didn't do anything to yourself. Thank God. So the first thing is, there are two sides. So let's take the therapist side, from an IoPT point of view. We are not to intervene in the intention of the people. Whatever they take.
This is my purpose.
But this is what they take. And sometimes the clients, they are not ready to use that specific word either. It can be alcoholism. It can be also abuse, sexual abuse. It can be whatever the parents did or not did, whatever happened to you. Sometimes I'm not sure if you see that, especially in group constellations, when you are not resonating, but when you're just watching them. It's easier when you just watch them. Everyone knows there's an elephant in the room. Why was the elephant in the room not noted down? And I am also guilty of this in my own constellations, where I know exactly what it is, but I hesitate to use the word. You have to be ready as well to take that step, and you have to have some other parts of you assisting you first, being strong enough so that you can really look at that specific topic. It can be physical injuries you have experienced. It can be psychological injuries you have experienced. Sometimes even a disease is so prominent. Let's not go to addiction. Let's take a disease. You were talking about Maria Macarena, and she did her research on Hashimoto. Yeah, and even there, if it's a Hashimoto or a thyroid, which is a thyroid disease, Hashimoto is just more acute. Whatever the disease is, people have issues and putting it down as part of their intention. And that also tells you already that it would be maybe too early if you're starting. If you are already advanced, if you have done the work since several years, and then you are still not putting it down, well, then you can't point it to someone else. You can only, look into your own mirror. What is blocking you there? Why don't you put it down?
But it's so strange when you realize that something is different than to you thinking, and you don't see in the point. It's so strange. It's exactly like a blindness. You couldn't see.
Yes.
Of course that I understand, because I asked him to say, what do you want of this constellation? Make a phrase. And he starts to explanation, and then we have to, okay, now you pick 3 parts, and part is a word of a combine of words. What do you want? And then he changed everything. It's clear that you are totally right. He is not. And sometimes I think that these people have this kind of shame to say the people in group.
Yes.
I am a callist, something like that.
Exactly. And you have also to take into account when you do it, you're doing it the first time, or maybe it's the second or third time, and you know it also from yourself. You're not a professional. You don't know what the attention means. You don't know what the purpose is. You don't know what the outcome is. You want to have maybe all the issues in one sentence, because hopefully after one time I'm done and then I can say goodbye. All my worries are flying away. And that's the reason why it's different if you have like a, let me call it a beginner, you know. Then it's also different for me if people have done therapies, the standard behavioral therapies, there it's also different. And then it's different if you have really an advanced person in front of you. So you have to also be different. And then you can also do different things as well. And that's the reason why in the beginning, explanations are very, very, they are still needed. So you can't just go in and say, just pick your intention. You have to explain it. Yeah.
Yes. And last week, after this big insight of my head, I have a student of mine that is I don't know what's the word. It's a bio doctor. I think that's the doctor that look at the examination in the lab.
Okay.
Your blood, what you have in your urine, and so on. She's a bio doctor, and she said to me, Lia, I want to do this section to 15 in 15 days. And I'm, woo. And but why you want to do this? Because I have I have a autoimmune disease that no doctor find the concept, the real word, what is the beginning, what's the. And this week we make this constellation, and she put a very beautiful intention. I cause, no, I don't have an I, a cause, solution, and autoimmune disease. Directly in the point. And then I saw these two way of dealing copy with this situation in the life.
Yeah, because she had already a sense of urgency.
Yeah, exactly.
A person can cope with a lot of shit, but still didn't reach the limit of what the person can bear. And another person starts much earlier. There again, there is no rule. It really depends on how critical it is for you. And when you reached your limit, you are much more open, and you're much more open to go deep and fast.